Hi, it's James Saracen here to talk to you quickly about a Mistake Monday, or a quick tip if you want to call it that. The tip today, or the mistake, is make sure when you practice that you have a specific thing in mind to practice. There's a difference between sitting at a drum set and playing and practicing. And there's nothing wrong with playing. But I think that the thing when you practice, sitting at a drum set doesn't mean you're practicing. Practicing means taking something and trying to achieve a higher level of it from when you sit down to when you leave the drum set. If you study music or are part of a music program or a symphony or anything like that, practice is often described as something you do in a practice room or on your own so that when you come to a rehearsal, it is learned. Rehearsing is putting everybody together, not practicing. And there's a difference. When people say, "Oh, I've got to go to practice," it's kind of a little bit of a pet peeve, because you practice on your own, you rehearse together. Now, anyway, my point is, when you sit down, try to have a goal in mind, but also, there's a tendency for musicians, I think in general, but a lot of times for drummers, especially when I would work with drum set players, is that we tend to practice or play the things we already know how to do versus what we don't know how to do. And so sometimes it's like somebody sits down with a goal in mind and they start to practice, and they hit a roadblock and they get frustrated. So they immediately revert back to something that they do or know how to do to feel better, and then walk away not having accomplished any real momentum on what they were trying to do. So something I've often suggested to students is sit down at the drum set and for 5 minutes just play and have a great time. And then say, okay, now it's focus time. And take that time, be it a book you're working on, a handout you're working out of, a song you're trying to break down to learn, take sections of it, whatever it is, have that goal and slow down and try to accomplish that goal. And then little by little speed up as you get it better. That's another thing. We'll save that for a separate thing. But and then, when you meet that goal, or you finished up to a certain point, if you want to walk away from the kit, if you struggled with it but you stayed focused, play again. Just wail on the kit for a few minutes and walk away feeling good and realizing, okay, I started good, I ended well. And then evaluate, did you accomplish anything? And as long as you move forward, you're doing something right. And then get into a pattern of that. You'll always eagerly sit down and walk away feeling good. But over time, you'll realize that you have accomplished something. And I think it's like anything that's a struggle at first. A diet, lifting weights, running, whatever. It's like when you sit down as a music major, and they say, "Oh, here's every form of a scale. You need to learn this." It's not a fun process, but that process alone opens up the door to so many things. And as you get to where you can develop a practicing habit, you'll realize that that focus time becomes more productive than you think. And at the same time, you walk away from the kit feeling good, even if the practice wasn't great, because you allowed yourself to play something that was satisfying to you. So balance that out, but give the focus time more. And I think you'll realize that your practices become more effective.